The 2024 Africa Prosperity Dialogues have successfully come to an end here at the Peduase Presidential Lodge in Ebre on January 27, 2024. Now, the first 2 days of the 3-day summit saw a number of discussions and dialogues among African business leaders on how to achieve the target of this summit, which is delivering prosperity in Africa through production, value addition, and trade among African countries. Now, on the third day of the event, the Presidential Advisor on SDGs, Dr. Eugene Owusu, presented to the Secretary General of the AFCFTA, His Excellency Wam Kelemeni, a document of the outcome document of the policy and business dialogues. Here are some highlights of the recommendations contained in the document.
On the subject of doing business differently, adding value to what we produce, herein are the recommendations. 1. African countries should bolster their trade facilitation efforts, simplifying customs procedures, reducing trade barriers, and standardizing regulations will significantly enhance Africa's integration into regional and global value chains. 2. African countries should intensify their efforts towards industrialization and economic diversification. Encouraging diversified and value-added manufacturing can propel African nations up the value chain. On the subject of unleashing Africa's food and agribusiness potential, the first recommendation is that African countries need to invest more in agriculture. Enhanced investments in agriculture are imperative for African countries. This involves substantial support for smallholder farmers, granting them access to modern farming techniques, high-quality seeds, fertilizers, irrigation systems, and essential agricultural infrastructure.
Founder and Executive Chairman of the Africa Prosperity Network, Gabi Asari Ochiridago, presented to the President of the Republic of Ghana the 2024 APD Compact, which is expected to be tabled at the next AU Summit. He outlined some measures taken into consideration during the summit in order to achieve its aim.
Our focus is on utilizing science, technology, and innovation to create value-added, made-in-Africa goods. In return, governments pledge to pursue commodity-based industrialization, invest in trade-related infrastructure, implement specific measures to empower women entrepreneurs, and ratify the AU Protocol on the free movement of people. And we're happy to announce that President Akufo-Addo said Ghana will this year offer visa-free for African travelers to Ghana. We emphasize that the primary goal of the Africa Prosperity Network is to shift the narrative in African countries from poverty reduction to one that empowers nations in their pursuit of prosperity. We acknowledge the AFCFTA agreement holds the potential to make substantial contributions to sustainable economic growth, generation of employment opportunities, increased foreign direct investment, industrial development, enhanced integration of the continent into the global economy, and overall prosperity of all Africans. We explored actionable strategies to enhance the productive capacities of African nations and diversify their economies through value addition and integration into regional and global value chains.
The President, after receiving the compact document, assured the gathering of his intention, together with some other leaders, to present the Peduase Compact at the next AU Summit in Addis Ababa in a few weeks' time.
Just like I did last year, I intend, with the support of my colleagues, to present the Peduase Compact to the 37th Ordinary Assembly of Heads of State and Governments in Addis Ababa in 3 weeks' time. There are items in this compact which I believe can be quickly implemented if we're able to mobilize the needed political will, such as achieving interoperability across Africa. I promise, with the support of my colleagues, to do what we can to make interoperability a reality across member states. Let us not underestimate what we've been able to achieve here. For example, we've been able to articulate some specific, tangible, and price-taggable projects that can be put on the table for real action. There are projects like a railway link across Africa, the Grand Inga Dam, which is estimated around some 100 billion United States dollars, and a dedicated airline with long-term financial guarantees to link Africa with the Caribbean, a symbolic but socio-economically strategic transportation system to reconnect families that were divided centuries ago, to build together the new and exciting future ahead of Africa and global Africa.
Meanwhile, the Secretary General of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, Wamkele Mene, noted some steps taken by the AFCFTA, which according to him is a step in the right direction towards achieving the objective of a united Africa.
Last year, the year before here, in Accra, Ghana, we established and launched the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System, which should enable and does enable trading in local currency, reducing the cost of trade to small medium enterprises, to young entrepreneurs across the African continent. And when you consider the fact that in 2019 alone, as Africans, we traded $19.5 billion on SWIFT. Certainly, the absence of a platform that enhances cost-effective trade is a significant barrier to Africa's prosperity. And so, with the implementation of the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System, which we are very proud to be a partner of, which was endorsed by the Assembly of Heads of States and Government, we believe that one of the critical objectives of the Organization of African Unity is on track to be met.